I did see a video, it was a post on school that I have, and the student was asking how to improve in shading. Mostly what happens is when people use fake skins, which are not really the best brands, they don't absorb as good as the human skin. But that's all we get in a sense. So there's a company called Real Skin, and they make as close as you can get to the real human skin, but they still are fake skin. So if you've never been on this channel before, I'm a studio owner in UK, and I have a school community where I teach people how to tattoo. So this question was asked a few days ago, or maybe this morning, and I thought it'd be nice to make a video about it to speak what I would recommend to do. And most of the people say they struggle with shading. It's actually not the shading they struggle, because what shading is just dots. Like when you do lining, it's dots coming down. What is shading? Just dots differently. So there's always some biker out there. There's always bikes making noises. So line work and shading is just dots going inside the skin, which means they both equal, they just place differently. So the dots are differently, but they're still dots. Shading is just optical illusion because the dots are placed evenly, uneven, dark, light, more condensed, less condensed, but these are just dots, like pixels. So it's kind of like a computer says, I'm struggling with pixeling. It's not really pixeling that they struggle. What they struggle is patience. What they struggle is not knowing what to do, like physically not knowing the tools, not knowing what machine they need, how far needle needs to come out, does needle need to come out, what voltage do I need to tattoo. That's like most asked question to me. Then there's 1 billion gazillion, like what inks they need to use, what inks they don't need to use, what inks on what location by what gauge of needles. There's so much to cover that is what is missing. Not shading is missing, not how to do shading, but for example, it would be how to shade a person's knee. That's a better question. How to shade someone's throat. That is a good question. Then we can speak about needle hang, then we can speak about what machine, then we can speak about what voltage, then we can speak about all the other things. But when you say, and when people say, I'm struggling with shading, it's not the shading they struggle. Shading is the outcome of these millions of other things that you can do to improve the shading. And obviously there are multiple things that you can improve to make better, easier shading. And one of them is just patience. See, when you were a kid, let's see if I can find a pencil. So let's say this is a pen. We got 5 different colors. And when you were a kid, you were coloring like this, going pretty fast from A to B, A to B, A to B, A to B. So you trained your brain that if there's an area that needs to be filled up, you need to take whatever tool you use, which is the tattoo machine, and you need to squiggle from left to right. So that is how stipple shading was born. People just impatiently wiggling left and right, hitting dots in and saying, this is cool, we like dots. I'm purely against stipple shading. I'm not really into that conversation whatsoever. But the conversation goes where you train your brain that going fast is the reason how to become fast. So, but it has to be fast with the hands. So because paper is exactly the same, like every single paper is a paper, every single pen is a pen. So wherever you scribble on different pens, different markers, they kind of do exactly the same thing. Whereas if you take a machine and squiggle left and right on someone's throat, knee, ribs, left, arm, somewhere, outcomes will be different. You will not gonna have anything the same. It will take in the same, it's not gonna take in, it'll take too much, it's gonna bleed too much, gonna go red, gonna get sore, like in tattoo world, you're more like a medic rather than a tattoo artist, which means you can't really treat this as drawing. Then it was a biker, now it's a police, and this is more a medical activity rather than artistic activity. Artistic activity is what it looks like, but how it goes in, it's a medical one. It's more operations rather than artist being. So if you want to improve in shading, you need to think about what actually happens in the machine, how the needles actually go up and down, and what happens if you slow your hand down, what happens to these dots. That is what I think it needs to happen. Also, what's underneath the skin, how much bounce it gets. There's some areas where it doesn't get any bounce because there's bone. It hits hard, and you almost can feel like the person's skeleton like vibrating, and also the person can feel the whole body like vibrating. And I remember when Lucy was touching my inner arm here, it just felt like she's cutting my arm off. It just felt so rough, so horrible, like horrible, and almost like surviving instincts kick in, saying like, "Yo, go home. Like this is way too much." And so you have to think about what's underneath to where you are, not where you are, but what's underneath. How much bounce you get. So, for example, tomorrow morning, I'm literally touching someone's stomach, which means it's quite bouncy. What do we do with needles? That is something what people need to know. So I will be outlining some dates and then coloring in. If we color in with shading, you would call that shading ink. If we color in with black, you would call that packing black. Activity is exactly the same. It's just a tone of a color changes. At least in our studio, we use gray wash, but we make them solid. And if you use black, you make them solid. So both become solid. It's just a different tone of a color. Activity is exactly the same. Shading is the same. Movement is the same. Saturation is the same. It's just color changes. Also, what really matters is if this is a needle that needs to go inside the skin, is your machine strong enough to actually go through? So, in Japanese language, tattooing, it's called tabori. Tabori means carving. Well, bori means carving. Tap means hand. Hand carving, yeah? Hand carving. You carve with your hands. Makes sense? Or if you think about marble stones, they chisel it. So they hit and portions get off. So it's always really dependent on the tool. If you chisel rock, you need something nice that you hold and you chisel it. And the hammer is probably different sizes and different strength and different weights, so you whack it hard or wax it soft. Yeah, but imagine if you have a soft hitting machine that just doesn't have the power, and then you try to shade. But in a shading, you need to get needles inside the skin. Mostly in shading, if you don't shade with the liners, mostly in shading in general, you would have 15 needles, 17, 18. So now imagine this little engine, which is a tiny little thing like this, they're literally this big, and they spin around and they need to get 20 needles in the skin once, twice, and again, and again, and again. Lots of the machines don't even have the power to do so, and lots of people struggle. But when they think they struggle, they think they struggle. They don't think about the machine is weak. So my recommendation is, when you think about shading or when you think about tattooing, don't think about the art side of it. What tones and what colors you pick, skin doesn't matter. Skin doesn't care what you put in. It's how you put in, how many dots are next to each other, how big are the dots next to each other, how deep did they go, how strong did you punch them in, did you put them in nicely, or you shredded the skin, are they a little bit inside the surface, or they're too deep, or the hand movement is too big and the needle just hits like every second place but it's not consistently next to each other. Shading is more about technical, you moving hands and what's in your hands, rather than what's actually on a pencil and like what's on the drawing. The drawing is totally different world, but I would say shading is you understanding what tool you got, what can it be done, what shouldn't be done, what can you do, can't you do, how to do, what angles, what speeds, what pressure, at what location. There's so many variables, which then leads to a good shading. And then, as much as you figure out, you say, the shading here is cool, but imagine now this person says, I want the shading here, like my inner arm. Now, you have to change all your settings. The information you just had, you figure out how to shade my upper arm here, now you have to shade differently. This skin and that skin is different game. So, I would say when it comes to shading, the moment somebody says a different body part's name, it also means you need to change your settings. The way you tattoo on my fingers would be different than you would shade my throat. And my throat would be different than my leg. My leg would be different than my shins. My shin, like how you would tattoo my shins, would be different than you tattoo my elbows. And you have to change your settings all the time. And you need to understand what to do in that area. Yeah? It's kind of like, it's what to do, not what color that is, not what tones that is, how to blend left and right, But mostly when it comes to shading, it's you knowing how to get ink in the skin smooth. Then you can pick whatever tone you want. You want a black, you want a shading, as in like you want a light, you want a mediums, you want a darks. You can play with that easy, but it's the fact that you get in the skin correctly, that is the game. Because then if you switch from black and gray and you just dip into the blue color now, let's say, you now do color. Movements, exactly the same. Speeds, the same. Pressures, the same. Needles, the same. Machines, the same. Stroke, the same. Like everything's the same. You just change tone. You can switch from blue to yellow. You can blend those two together. Same as you would blending the dark into medium, medium into black. You can just switch different colors. Activity is the same. So you would say, how can I become good in color blending? It's not about the color blending. It's about how you move your hand. And it's the chiseling part, it's the moving part, it's the machines part, it's the needles part, it's the skin, it's what's underneath the skin, it's how the person is laid down, how it's stretched, how it's bent. Is it stretched or is it just loose like this, squishy, and then it doesn't work that well. So shading is the outcome of so many little individual things that you need to learn to do at one body part. But then the moment you go to different body part, it's different settings again, and then different settings again. And then you have somebody who works outside of the on the street somewhere. Those skins are different, so you have to have different settings for those people. Then somebody comes in with darker skin, you have to have different settings for those people. Then somebody comes in super pale, you have to have different settings for that person. Somebody for that, somebody for that, somebody. You need to have like hundreds of settings in your head, and you have to change all the time. And then the moment you go from 15 mag to maybe 25 mag, you have to do differently because it's a different needle. Make sense? It goes in differently. Speed is different. Pressure is different. What happens inside the skin is different. How much it goes inside the skin is different. So it's not about how to become good with shading. It's about understanding what creates the shading, what is the outcome, what is, because shading is just loads of dots inside the skin. That's all it is. It's just loads of dots, black dots, yellow dots. You can shade with pink, you can shade with that. It's just a different shade, means it's darker than whatever the white is. So green shade, yellow shade, black shade, whatever shade, it's just different color. But you need to become good in the movement, the speeds, the pressures and all that. That is something we cover in school, and we learn that tons. And these are the conversations that I speak in the videos I speak on school. So I thought this is like a good mindset video for you to kind of think about it and look in your machine, look in your hand and think about it. What can be done with this machine? What can be done? What can't be done? What should be done? What others do? What does he do that I could take to myself? And that's kind of what the kids learn. So mostly these kind of conversations I speak in the videos when I'm tattooing, because sometimes when I tattoo on skins, it gets to a point where it's just like I was doing tiger this morning, for example, and you do that one area and you have to just complete that. I have to do exactly what I did in that one area for the whole area, which means obviously I go sideways with the conversations, and those moments I speak about the things I just told you now. But I thought it's a good topic that you guys also need to know what the kids know in school. So if this helped you, cool. If you're gonna come inside the school, see us, cool. And if this was not really interesting for you, cool. I can't help you with that. I'll see you next video.